Hello Scorpio, and welcome to Looking Glass Letterbox. I am Erica, and this is the general overview for October of 2019 for Scorpio. Again, it is general, so it will not connect for everyone out there, but hopefully there's something in here that it will be helpful, useful, or interesting for you to take with you through October. We are coming out of Virgo season, which was a time where we were sort of turning inward, considering the things that we needed to do to take care of self, to realign with our purpose and what we want and where we would like to go, and to start sort of mapping out plans and initial blueprints to figure out how we're going to get to the next place that we want to go. Libra season is about taking a look at the present, at what actually is, letting go of the things from the past, not putting aside our vision of the future, but turning our attention away from what we would like in the future and focusing on right now, a bird's eye view of the present, so that we can check those blueprints that we initially laid out, readjust things, realign things, compromise, request compromise, release, and embrace things to move forward to reach a state of harmony, of equilibrium, and a healthy foundation to move forward from this point. And Libra, being very social energy, about relationships, connections, and engagement with friendships and community, it's about coming out of that inward focused space of Virgo and coming back out into the world again and connecting with people and systems and opportunities, and taking those proactive measures and decisive actions that we contemplated upon in September. So at the end of September now, going into the first week of October, we have a beautiful for you Scorpio, the Hermit, which is the energy I was just discussing. Virgo season, turning inward, considering the path that you want to travel in the world, how you nurture yourself, how you care for yourself, how you reignite and rejuvenate that inner fire, that inner flame within yourself, to bring you into alignment and purposeful intention for how you would like to carry forward. You also could have been dealing with a Virgo. Hermit is the card of Virgo. So that's the end of September, beginning of October. Coming into influence in October is the Lovers. Beautiful. So again, you may be dealing with a Gemini or connecting with a Gemini. And again, the Lovers is about our relationships and our connections and our union, and our union within ourselves, and our commitment to ourselves, and then also to our relationships outside of ourselves, which is a very big part of Libra energy. I gotta tell you guys, in all of the Libra readings that I've done so far, the spirit of the Libra season is very much active in every single one of the readings. So this realignment and readjustment and reestablishment, considering the present and what's happening right now, is very active for a whole lot of people. So you're going to be considering your connections and your relationships, and making decisions on what you're going to say yes to, what you're going to say no to, what you're going to let go of, what you're going to embrace. Okay, that's within yourself and also outside of yourself, and not just with people, but your relationship with your work, with your play, what you do just because you like to, with money, with anything that you have that you personally have a relationship with, whether it be a person or a circumstance or a system or a situation. That is what's going to be very active, that you're going to be looking at and considering as you move through October and into your own season of Scorpio at the end of the month, which brings us to the end of the month, and is the card, and it's Scorpio, transformation. So, wow, you have some major cards on the table. So many of you Scorpios out there are engaged in serious life-altering decisions and changes and adjustments. You know, this isn't just, you know, in one, you know, a single circumstance. This is across the board of the way that you're living your life, who you are within that life, and who you want to be and intend to be, and the life that you intend to create moving forward. You have some significant changes that many of you out there are making, and more power to you. My goodness, you are amped, you are amplified right now. That's amazing. Ooh, okay, so for some of you, this is a situation that you may be dealing with, and this situation is concerning your work, the work it takes to get things done, the work it takes to become proficient and masterful at doing something, the work that you do to support your life, the work that you do to manifest your real world 3D experience, your home, work, money, family, health, all of the work that is involved, and the strength that it takes to employ that focus and to engage that energy and to align your intention in the direction of the result that you would like to achieve. Okay, that's the Eight of Pentacles. Excellent card. I love that card. Okay, so this is a problem within that situation that some of you may be dealing with. The King of Cups. Okay, so the King of Cups in a point of challenge or potentially problematic. Either you're dealing with a water sign that may be interfering with the work across the board that you are engaged with. So another Scorpio, Pisces, or a Cancer. So this may be a challenging person, or it's the mastery that you have over your own emotions with all of this intense, charged up, amplified energy that you have happening in October and in Libra season, which is a time of sort of stirring up the dust and, you know, shaking out the eaves and clearing out the closets and just opening up space and eradicating what no longer serves you, what no longer is helpful, what you no longer want to connect with, and then still having energy to embrace what you would like to welcome in, what you would like to create more of, what you would like to generate. In all of those completely spherical, encompassing realms of life that you seem to be working with, you may be a little bit emotionally wobbly. You know, you may have times where your emotion sort of takes over you, or overwhelms you, where you don't feel you can be effective in engaging in all of this, because whoever this is connecting with, you've decided upon complete overhaul of your entire existence. So, or enough of it that it seems like it's your entire existence. So you may have some difficulty in maintaining your equilibrium and your emotional balance and mastery of being able to acknowledge and understand and feel your emotions, but not to be ruled by those emotions. So especially if you're particularly a sensitive person, because when someone is going through major, like, evolutionary next level changes, as whoever this is for is doing, they're going to get some snapback from the people that they're connected to, from their relationships, that the people who, you know, they don't like to see change, because if they see you changing, that means something in their life has to change. So, and a lot of times the biggest snapback or the biggest criticism comes from those people that are closest to us and that mean a lot to us. So if you're particularly sensitive to criticism or to resistance from people outside of yourself, that may be where the difficulty in managing and maintaining the mastery of your emotion comes from. For a sign like Scorpio, who is sensitive to criticism and who is sensitive to like emotionally responsive to negative input, or negative opinion, or negative reaction to progressive, replenishing, exciting changes that you are very, very committed to engaging with for someone important to you, to push back against those things you've decided to embark on can be very hurtful, or you may feel betrayed or something like that. So in those circumstances where you feel like you might be overwhelmed by an emotional response to input outside of yourself, or you need to come back into equilibrium and come back to center so that you can maintain your emotional mastery and stability and dominion over all of this work and all of this effort that you are investing. This is something to help you. And that is swift, purposeful action forward. 8. Employing your strength, the strength of your character and your integrity and your intention. Convince those things or those people in opposition to you. Use your charm, your persuasion, your seduction. Scorpios are very seductive. Use those things to convince them to your side, to support you, as opposed to oppose you. And in the moment, take swift action. Don't procrastinate. Don't beat around the bush. If you have a negative or emotional response, or you feel a little wobbly, do something about it to counteract that quickly. All right? 8's also about movement. So move out of that space. Don't, and I believe that's in service of moving you or preventing you from sinking into inactivity or complacency or into a stagnant position. Your major themes in your life are shifting. And so to prevent that stagnation and to prevent that from stopping you and delaying the progression that you're engaged with, I have a feeling the end of the year, things are going to start happening so quickly for so many of us, based on what we've been doing earlier in the year, and the new developments, particularly of the last 2 months. Things are going to start happening swiftly. And wands are about action and purposeful endeavor. So take action swiftly when you notice you're becoming a little bit emotionally overwhelmed or oversensitive, because you know yourself. You know when you're being a little bit overly sensitive or overly emotionally responsive in certain situations. So in those moments, right now particularly, seeing things in the moment, at present, not from the past, not from the future, but right now, what's happening right now, take action on it purposefully in the direction that you would like to move, okay, to counterbalance whatever it is that's going to try to throw up resistance in your path. Okay, so this is your animal spirit card for the month, Scorpio. And that is the otter. Yay! The otter is a very playful water energy. So to combat, that's also going to help combat any emotional overwhelm that you may experience while you're doing all of this work. The otter, it's water energy, so still Scorpion energy. It's unobstructed joy, playfulness, and contentment. So this energy balanced is full of love, and it needs nothing. It is just happy to be here, happy to be alive, happy to do what it's doing, and enjoying the moment in the present. A very important part of Libra energy and Libra season, being in the present, doing in the present, and experiencing in the present, and applying that joyful, boundless, playful energy in a water sign, in that element. Glorious, beautiful. So when the otter comes up, it represents bliss. It's playfulness. It's giddiness and reverence for life, for living, for doing the things and being in the places and meeting the people and enjoying it without doubt, without worry, and without skepticism. So if you can imagine yourself with a little bit more of that kind of energy, what would your life look like? What would it take to bring you to that space? And when you think about that, employ those things in Libra season. That in Libra season is, when you think about that, employ those things and activate those things right now in the space that you're currently living in. That's going to make a difference to how all of this progresses and how much you are able to enjoy and appreciate it. As you're trying to get where you're going, what's happening now, that where you're going is not the best part of what you're doing. How you're getting there, and how you're getting there is by what's happening in your right now. So if you are enjoying, resplendently and playfully and captivatingly enjoying the right now, getting to the goal is not going to be the biggest part of your achievement. Every moment along the way is going to be the most amazing part of that achievement. So what are the things that are going to transport you to that sort of, embracing that sort of energy as soon as possible? Okay, it's celebratory. It's glorious and radiant. So consider that as you're shifting all of these major themes and doing all of this work and taking action in the moment. Enjoy the responses, even in those moments where you feel like something's going to overwhelm you or throw you emotionally out of balance. What can you do to counteract that in a way that is enjoyable? That's the playfulness. That's how the playfulness is. It doesn't have to be painful. It doesn't have to be heavy. It doesn't have to be so serious. It can be so much fun to completely change your existence. And many of you are on that path right now, and I am super, super jealous of you, because my goodness, it looks like you're having a good time, that you can have a good time if you just tap into that otter energy. This is your Enchanted Map Oracle. Movement. Exact movement. You have movement here. Beautiful. You have movement with the birds in the Lovers. So moving towards new connections, new engagement, new unity, and rejuvenated, centered, and connections. So movement is, you are in a time of positive forward motion, like exactly like what we were just talking about. So this may be happening. You may be just coming out of a period of restriction, and many of us felt that coming out of any losses or disconnections that we experienced in July. A lot of big connections closed off to many of us, having to consider and look around and be inspired, and you generate new ideas of what we want to engage with moving forward through Leo season, employing and aligning and considering within ourselves how we're going to do that, what we're going to align with, what we're going to decide to move upon, and center ourselves with that and start making plans to move forward from that point. A lot of us, many of us have felt very restricted or very stagnant or very stalled or bored and really disengaged over the past few months, even with all of that expansive creativity in Leo season, and the excitement of checking the details and making the plans and drawing the map and making the wishes that we want to move in the direction of, that we did in Virgo season in September. It was still a little bit, a lot of us, many of us felt a little bit, I know I did, I felt sort of disconnected and lethargic. So with the movement card, you're coming out of a period of restriction. So it's a stage of new invention and discovery. You might feel compelled to take a trip, change something about the way you look, move to a new place to live, move to a new job, or move your business to a new location, or just physically move something that you are consistently, the space that you consistently have been occupying. You may feel like it's a time to change that and find a new space to occupy. Regardless of what it is, what the actual detail is, you can't remain where you are anymore. So it's just time to move on. Time and circumstances dictating you can't stand still. You have to roll. You got to keep rolling, roll forward. You're compelled, and you don't want to just kind of passively do it, Scorpio. You are compelled to actively progress, actively engage with that energy. So no matter what it is that you specifically are inquiring about or curious about or in search of, your dreams are going to, or your intentions are going to make doors that were previously shut begin to open. So if you need to look for a different job that pays more or has more benefits or is a more pleasant environment to work within or has more engaging people or engaging work to engage with, check, revisit some of the places that you were interested in working with before that you were really hoping you'd be able to find employment with. The position that was available before that you didn't get, they may have another one available, or a position that you're more suited to available at the moment that you will have access or the opportunity to occupy. So recover old grounds of things that you really wanted, to connect with, opportunities that you really wanted to be extended to you. Revisit some of the ones that were significant and important and aligned with these shifts and changes that you're making in your life. They might be available. They may say yes. They may say, oh yeah, absolutely. You definitely. Here you go. This is for you. It's been waiting for you. Thanks for coming back. So it's also not just physically where you're moving to, it's also your state of mind. So allow, if you've been feeling foggy, allow the fog and lethargic, allow it to lift away, allow it to burn off, and be present and be aware and allow yourself to move into a space of clarity, and let go of fear and let go of anxiety, let go of perceived limitations so that you can move forward. Consider all of those things and just release them. If you think that you're limited or that you can't apply for this job because you don't have this one thing, apply anyway. Or if you don't think that you can go to this one place, or that you'd feel out of place being there, go anyway. Whatever it is that you've been interested in or curious about trying, but you felt that you, for whatever reason, that you're not allowed, not because somebody said no, you're not allowed, but because you feel like you shouldn't have access to that. Try it anyway. Play, have fun, just go and do it. Just give it a try. You don't have to commit to something forever. You can just ask, hey, can I try this out right now? Or, hey, I'm interested in this. Is this available? You don't have to commit long term to things, but you can, with a playful energy, look into those things that you're curious about that are in alignment with all of these, with what you want within yourself to align with what you want to commit and connect to going into the future, and with how you want to transform going into this next solar year for Scorpio, as your birthday approaches next month. Amazing. Wow. Okay, Scorpio. All right, this is your universe has your back. The moment I realign with love, clear direction is presented to me. So you have some powerful energies that you're working with and powerful themes in your life that you're working with. When you feel like you are going a little bit wobbly with this King of Cups, that you're losing your sort of emotional foundation, the strength and the resilience of your emotional foundation, and you feel like you may be getting overwhelmed or thrown out of whack, realign with love and the direction, and look around with that in mind, with the light of the Hermit, and it's going to show you the path forward. It's going to allow you to recognize what it is that you're connected with, because you're going to be being active. You're going to be having fun. You're going to be connecting and trying and asking questions and trying new things and all of that stuff. So with that motion and with that activity, realigning with the decision that you've taken to move forward and allowing for that transformation to occur is going to present the clear direction to your next step. You only have to think about the next step. You don't have to think about the 25 steps leading to your ultimate goal. You're thinking about the next one thing at a time, paying attention to the detail, paying attention to what you're doing in this space, in this moment, clearly as things are in the moment. Okay, being present and being connected and being active and being engaged. Okay, and this is your notes from the universe on love and connection. You have more options than you realize. So having more options than you realize with the spirit of the otter energy is fun. F-U-N, fun. Okay, It sure is hard to get really angry at someone when you can think of all the reasons you love them. And you can, the universe. So this may be applying if you're having some sort of resistance or opposition or criticism being thrown in your direction from someone outside of yourself. You know, that may raise, your hackles, that may get your stinger up, and you want to, you want to zap them back, or you want to get, really, really angry and let them have it. But remembering why you love them in the first place, and if all of that remains to be true, all of those reasons you love them and they're significant and important to you, if they are all of those things currently, presently, it's not just someone that you remember them being from the past and they're not like that anymore, or someone you hope they're going to be in the future but they're not like that yet. If you can recognize them and see in them all of the reasons that they are important to you and you love them, then their criticism coming back at you is just it's likely coming out of fear or insecurity that is rising up within them because they see all of the changes that you're making, and it may be making them uncomfortable. It may be taking them out of their comfort zone, and that may be the reason that they're putting up some sort of resistance to all of this, engaging activity that you're generating in your own life. So if you can recognize that, yes, they are still the person that I love, and they are still important to me, and yes, I am angry at what they just said to me, or I am angry at how they're currently acting towards me while I'm trying to make myself better and trying to make my life better and trying to achieve the next echelon of me. I'm gonna cut them some slack and give them a chance to adjust and maybe communicate, because Libra season is about our connections and our relationships, communicating to that person what it is you're doing and why it's important for you and why you want to maintain your connection to them, why they are important to you, and recognizing that the changes that they're seeing in you are good things, and that you want them to come along with you. You don't want them to no longer be involved with your life, but you want them to evolve and change and move forward with you as well. That may put their mind at ease. Okay, that you are not trying to leave them or move away from them. You're just trying to evolve and develop and, rise up into the next level of your own experience and what it's important for you, how it's important for you to live your life in the moment. And again, if you look at them in that moment that they're putting up some sort of resistance or criticism to you, and know they are no longer the person that you remember from the past, and they're not the person that you're hoping they might be in the future, it may be a connection that needs to be adjusted. It may be someone who you need to let go and move past and move beyond and go your separate ways. It may be a connection that needs to be disengaged as well. So the part of Libra season that this applies to is looking at how things are now, being present now with the people as they are now, and deciding if that's a person you want to remain in connection with, or if they are a person that you no longer want to remain connected with. Those are hard decisions. They are difficult decisions, but they are necessary decisions if you want to continue this progress forward. Okay, and how much you want to enjoy that progress forward. All right, so take that into consideration if you like, or completely ignore that if you like. Whatever. I appreciate that you took the time to stay and listen to me. Your time is valuable, and I do appreciate it that you do take the time to listen to what I have to say. So thank you so much for that. If you've liked this, click the like button. If you'd like to see more videos that I post, subscribe. I also have some more ideas for videos I'm going to be posting in alignment with creative writing and journaling and things of that nature coming throughout October and the end of the year. If you're a fan of NaNoWriMo, I'm going to be posting some stuff for the NaNoWriMo in November. We all know October is NaNoWriMo prep. If you don't know what NaNoWriMo is, I really enjoy it. It's National Novel Writing Month. You can, if you're interested in that, you can check it out at nanowrimo.org. Otherwise, if you'd like to know about any of the decks I've used, they're always listed in the description. I've connected my Instagram and my Etsy and my Pinterest accounts that I'm going to be working with going into the end of the year. So if you'd like to follow any of those, they are linked on the main page or in the description below. You can do that there. Otherwise, have an amazing October, Scorpio. I'm so excited for you, and this is amazing, whatever it is. Whoever's connecting with this, it's amazing what you're doing. I'm very excited for you. Have a good one. Have a great Halloween, and I will see you in November. Bye.